Hi, I'd like to tell you about the statutory guidance for young people's career guidance that came out on Monday the 26th of March, suggest what actions you need to take and tell you what Babcock is doing that can help you. There are four key aspects to the statutory guidance. The first is about the nature of the duty itself. From September 2012, schools must provide independent and impartial careers guidance for young people in years 9 to 11, including young people with special educational needs. And the first thing is, what does the independent and impartial requirement really mean? Well, if it's independent and impartial, it's free from any favouritism or bias towards a particular option, and it's offered in the best interests of pupils. At the moment, it's a duty on pupils in year 9 to 11, but the government wants to extend that to include years 8 to 13. Now, the second key aspect of the statutory guidance is about compliance. Schools must provide access to external sources of careers guidance. Now, the definition of careers guidance in the document is very wide. It includes everything from providing information to giving face-to-face support. Now, if we look at providing information, I would strongly encourage you to use the National Careers Service helpline. It's a dedicated helpline for young people. The website will also be useful, but it's less satisfactory because it's primarily a website for adults, although they are rewriting everything for a reading age of 9 and above. The guidance seems to suggest that face-to-face guidance may only be necessary for young people with special needs or disabilities. But I think most careers practitioners would agree that all young people can benefit from one-to-one support. Now, in selecting external experts to give careers guidance, do look and check to see if the providers have been accredited to the Matrix standard. That's the national standard for careers services in England. Now, the third key aspect of the statutory guidance is around the key responsibilities that local authorities will still retain. And schools will need to work very closely with local authorities to help the local authorities deliver their duties. Now, those duties include, as you know, support and assessment of young people with special educational needs, help for the vulnerable, the most vulnerable, encouraging, enabling and assisting all young people to participate in education and training. And they also retain their duty to check the destinations of 16 and 17-year-olds to make sure they've got somewhere, a place in post-16 educational training, and they have a duty to track young people's destinations. So one of the things that you can be thinking about doing now is discussing with your local authority how you're going to help them discharge their duties. The fourth aspect of the statutory guidance is what we might call general good practice advice. So what the guidance is saying in this part of the document is not a requirement, but it's a general encouragement. It's an encouragement, for example, to work in consortia and to engage employers in providing a wide range of careers activities. The only downside of it being general advice is that schools are not bound to provide it. But I hope that schools will consider doing quite a lot that we know is good practice. I'll just mention 2 or 3 things. First of all, the careers profession is coming together in a new body, the Career Development Institute, and that will be set up by the end of the year. Do check that the staff working in your school are members of the Career Development Institute. Consider getting a quality award for your careers work. This is reassuring for you, and it's particularly reassuring for your parents. Now, the main quality award providers are currently seeking accreditation from the National Quality in Careers Standard, and that will be the badge of excellence. You know that if the award that you choose to use has met the QICS, then you know it's a good award. And finally, think about learning outcomes for your pupils from careers guidance. The main thing we hope is that young people will be able to manage their own careers. Now, if you're looking for a framework of learning outcomes that will help you achieve that goal, then the ASEG framework on the Association for Careers Education and Guidance website is a very useful framework of learning outcomes for careers and work-related education. Now, what is Babcock doing to help schools deliver their statutory duty? Careers Etc. is our digital hub, and that is a very good local website and helpline for your students. We also have a new version of Pathfinder Live, which is our programme for assessing pupils' needs and then giving them all the ideas and inspiration in one place for managing their careers. And we also have a range of other products, including Ways and Choices, which is a set of 20 interactive careers lessons, Which Way Now It's Your Choice booklets, and the Working In series. Oh, and one last thing. This new requirement for schools to secure independent and impartial careers guidance is something of a leap in the dark. The department has reserved the right to revise the guidance and publish new guidance next year if this doesn't work, so it's down to us to make it work.